everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kelly, and today we're going to be making some spiral earrings out of wire. I'm going to show you how to do this style right here. These are just really fun, easy gold wire earrings, and then I'm going to show you a different version of these just with the chain and dangling some different things from the bottom. If you're just joining me for the first time, I make jewelry videos once a week right here on YouTube. I'd love to have you as a subscriber. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and let's get started with our video. To get started with our wire spirals, the first thing you're going to want to do is get your wire, and I'm going to cut two 7-inch pieces of wire approximately. It doesn't have to be exact because we are going to wind up trimming it. And of course, if you want a longer spiral, then you can just use just use more wire. So you could do like 8 or 9 inches, but I'm going to spiral around about 7 times. So I'm going to measure my 2 pieces of wire. I've already measured this one, and I'm going to have my wire cutters cut that. And I also have a pair of nylon jaw pliers, which will actually straighten out the wire. So just straighten out your wire a bit. It doesn't have to be perfect. And if you're having a hard time getting a grip on this end of the wire, then you can use another pair of pliers, hold on to this, and just start straightening it. Now that our wire is semi-straight, we can start making coils that will be our earrings. They're going to look like this. And don't worry about the length of this, we're going to trim that. So you're going to take your pliers in your right hand, and what I do is I just place this right inside like so. I don't start there. I start as far out to the tip as I can and kind of squeeze it together. Now I'm going to coil with my right hand while I'm gently pulling with my left hand. And the reason why you want to pull with your left hand is because you want to make a tight spiral. And then I'm going to reposition, spiral again. Now you see how it's trying to go underneath that starter edge? I like to go on top of that. So just press that on top and keep curling around. I've got a tight grip with both hands. And like I said, I'm really kind of pulling the wire with my left hand as hard as I can. And I want to go around approximately 7 times from the start from this point. So I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It doesn't have to be exact. If you run out of wire, like I might stop there. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6. That's a little shorter than this one. Actually, I only went around 5 times here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I went around 5 times there. I've made them a couple different ways, so you can do it both ways. We'll just keep going with this since we've already done it. Okay, I'm going to show you with a Sharpie if you don't have the 6-step pliers, and I'm just going to take it and just go around. It's a little bit harder. I would actually put it underneath. Let's put it underneath the pin cap right here to get it started, just to get it started, and just kind of hold it and press it. Okay, now that it's started, bring that out. And just keep going. It's a little bit harder, I'm not going to lie to you. I would probably go down to a 20 gauge wire. It's going to be much easier to maneuver if you're having a hard time getting it around, but it's doing a great job. I mean, you can see it's not as tight as that, but we're going to be opening it up to make our earrings anyway. So then the next thing we're going to do, like I said, we're going to open this up to make our spiral, and I just like to get a tool. One of my straight nose pliers would work. You could use your fingers, but with the 18 gauge wire, it's a little harder to get it started. So just take it and kind of open it up just like that. So, and then you're just going to get it to the length that you want, and also just press, if you get one that's not even, just press that in like so. And we're eventually going to straighten these out, but for right now, just kind of pull them apart. Don't worry about them being even just yet, because we're getting ready to make sure that they're even. Okay, so what I like to do is lay them out side by side and just see how they're looking against each other, and then make them even from there. So we have too much of a space, so just kind of close them up. I also like to take this loop down at the bottom and spiral this in a little bit more with my round nose pliers. So I'll show you how to do that. And take your tools and just kind of even it out. I like to take the last two coils and press them together. And then also I like to go around and just kind of straighten them out with my flat nose pliers. Kind of pull them apart a little bit, kind of straighten them. And if you're looking at them side by side, they should be just about even. Now I want to trim these so we can loop it for our ear wire. What I like to do is kind of measure with my finger. I kind of put my finger right there, measure it like so. And then you can either put this side by side so you make sure that they're even, or you can just kind of go from your finger measurement, which is usually pretty accurate. Like I said, they don't have to be perfect. So now that I have that, I'm going to make a loop so that I can add my ear wire. I'm just going to take my round nose pliers, and I like to lay the earrings. This is just the way I like that they lay better if I actually loop them from this point back. So I'm going to turn them around like this. I'm going to turn them around like this right here, and then just loop it back. Okay, so you want to make sure you're doing it the same each time on each earring. I have a little mark on my round nose pliers that I like to keep there so I can, kind of just helps me measure. So again, I take them and I just kind of look at them side by side, and I just look at them and see if they're pretty much the same, and they kind of are. So we're ready to now turn this up so that you can add your ear wire, because if you add the ear wire like this, they're just not gonna lay right. They need to come up a little bit. So I'm going to take this, turn this up, and there you go. So again, turn this from this way. Oops. Good thing about this wire is you can just reposition it if you mess up. It's great. Okay, so now they're ready to add your ear wire. So I have my ear wire here, and I'm just going to open this up just a little bit and then place my earring like so. And it doesn't really matter the way, however you want them to go on, as long as they're sort of even when you lay them out. So I've got it this way, got it this way. So what I want to do is we're going to go on here like so. I'm going to show you how I did the ones in gold. I've just added a bead, a turquoise bead to the bottom. So what I've done is I have made a little spiral with a piece of wire and then just used my one-step looper to make my loop at the top of the bead. I'm going to show you how to do that in just a minute. And then I've just added it to the bottom. Now, keep in mind that if you're going to do that, you're going to need a very tight spiral at the bottom of your earring, okay, or else this is going to come off. So if you look at, I kind of did a sloppy job on camera with the silver ones. I cannot add anything to that. It's going to come off. The spiral's not tight enough, so you would just want to keep working with it to make the spiral tighter. This one is, it just needs to be evened out a little bit. It's kind of sloppy. The fun part of these is you just kind of keep working with them until you get the shape and the length that you want. And they're really fun and easy. And I've actually sold quite a few pairs of these, even without the bead on it. I just sell them in gold and silver, and people love them. Okay, to make the bead at the bottom, I'm just going to take a small piece of gold wire. This, I am going to use my 22 gauge. You can use 22 or 20. I wouldn't try to do 18 because it's going to be too thick and too hard to work with. And then I'm going to take my round nose pliers and I'm going to very, very, very tightly wind a very small little loop, the smallest possible loop you can make. I think when I did these, I actually did use, I think I did use a 20 gauge, so you can see the difference. So if you want a little bit more of a chunkier look like that, go ahead and use the 20. So, and then what you would want to do at this point is just put your bead in and see how that's out like that. If you like that look, you can leave it. I personally don't really like that look. So what I want to do is just kind of flatten it with my flat nose pliers. I'm just going to squash the whole thing and bend it. Okay, just squash the whole thing and bend it. And then take your bead. I'm not sure why I have such a long piece of wire. You definitely don't need that. And then you're going to just need to kind of work with it too. See how it's centered, but it's not 100% perfect, so you can just kind of press it. If you've got a nice soft wire like a 22, you can press it down. It doesn't have to be perfect. They're going to be on the bottom, and it's just giving that little flash of gold right there. Okay? And then again, what I like to do is just trim it a little bit and make your loop. If you do have the one-step looper, I'm going to show you how to do that with this tool. I have another video showing you how to use the one-step looper. So you're just going to go in through this hole right here. Come out this other side. So I've got it through the hole, through there. So you may have to finish the bead off a little bit. Just take it with your round nose pliers, and then there you go. So then you're just going to add your jump ring. Just take your jump ring on your bead and then just add it to your spiral. The last thing I want to do is show you how I made these earrings with the chain coming down the center and a bead attached. So these aren't the easiest to make, but they're definitely the most fun. They have a lot of swing to them, and you can really make them as long or as short as you want. So I'm going to slide this over here and show you the pieces that you're going to need for this. And these also get tangled up a lot. So like I said, they're really fun, but they are definitely the most work and they get tangled up the most. So you just have to, you know, put up with that, I guess. So you're going to need your spiral pieces. You're going to need your 2 earring wires, your beads that you want to attach. I've already attached these with I had some head pins. And then you're going to need equal length chain. And I would measure the chain according to how long you want it to come out of your spiral. And then with the chain, you're going to attach your jump ring. And you're actually going to need a jump ring on both ends because you're going to need to attach this bead with a jump ring like so. So once you attach your chain to your bead, you're just going to then attach each part to your ear wire. You are going to need one more jump ring at the top of your bead with the chain. If you're new to attaching chains and with jump rings or using jump rings, I do have a YouTube video and I'll link that below that you can watch. So I've got my jump ring here, and then you're just going to place this just like so. I like to put the chain on first. And then my spiral. And then you can, again, you can just loop this through. And that came out in the process, but just slide it back in. Just loop it through. And you've got both your ear wire and your chain attached to the ear wire. And then you can just close up your ear wire nice and tight. And you're all set. Just reposition this, and once you get everything positioned where you want, then you can close up this bottom part nice and tight, and then you are good to go. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I have shown you just a couple different ways that you can make these spiral earrings. They're so fun. You can just do the bead, or you could do the chain with the bead, and of course you could just leave the spirals plain the way they are, which is kind of fun. Oh, I forgot to tell you one more thing you can do. I'm going to push this out of the way for a minute. Is if you don't want the spiral to be perfectly spiraled, what I've done, and I've sold a couple pair this way too, is I've taken my pliers, actually probably your straight nose pliers, and I've just kind of bent them in a funky way to make them more Art Deco looking, or not Art Deco, what's the word? Abstract. I was looking for the word abstract. So you can take them and make them kind of a funky, you know, not a mess, but sort of a purposeful mess, I guess you'd say. And then you can also, you could leave them like that, or you could take a pair of pliers and then really bend them I have no idea how this is going to come out. Every pair is different, and what's fun about them is you just keep bending and reshaping until you get them the way you want. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I had so much fun making these. They're so easy to make, and I really thank you for watching this video and getting all the way through it. And let me know if you have any questions or comments down below. And don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you on the next video, guys. Bye-bye.